All right, guys. Hey, welcome on back. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a fun one, and I'm so excited to bring this video. I'm so excited to show these looks that I have for you today. And this is kind of like a full circle moment, kind of a little bit for me, or I'm just like really excited because I don't think you guys know this, but actually, when my channel was so small, probably barely 1,000 subscribers, like Amy was the first person that sent me PR. She had a first collab with another brand and she sent me her palette. And I was just like, oh my God. So to receive this palette from Amy and Adept Cosmetics, who I do also receive PR from time to time, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and jump on into the video because you already know we got some looks to create. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So, honey, the mail lady was here. By the time I got to work, I was like, yes, I'm going to eat my pizza because I was super hungry and I'm getting it cracking. I'm getting ready to do some looks because thank you, Adept Cosmetics and Amy Loves Makeup. She sent me her bundle. So she was fortunate enough to collab with Adept Cosmetics. And you know, I love me some Adept Cosmetics over here on this channel. And she sent me her beautiful palette. This is the Amy Loves Eyeshadow palette. And this is what she looks like. And she has a blush palette as well. And here she is. And this is what it looks like. Now, I'm totally off track. Let me go ahead and introduce myself. So if you are new to this channel, welcome. And if you're older but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. But please just call me Ash or Ashley, and eyeshadow is my jam. It is literally like my most favorite thing to talk about on my channel. So I did watch Amy's video where she announced her collab. And like I said, congratulations. And I saw the palette. I saw the palette on Instagram. I said, oh, that is pretty. And you know, I have been into the cool tones lately. So I'm like, yes, I'm excited. So gorgeous. Nice glitter package. It's bringing all the sparkles, but still feeling very true to Adept Cosmetics. I would say it's a little rough. I talk about that a little bit later on, but I'm working through it. It feels smoother as I keep picking up the palette and getting used to the different type of texture, but I still feel like it's very true to the brand. And I feel like I'm really liking this new format of Adept Cosmetics. We're having the 3 rows of the eyeshadow palettes versus, you know, the 2 rows that we were having with just the 2 mattes. And Amy created this. She was looking for the perfect cool tone palette that wasn't too gray based, and I feel like she did it. She did it for sure, okay? So she also said that she made the mattes deeper and she didn't put any light mattes because she did not want it to be ashy on anybody else. Ma'am, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, okay? Because Amy is super fair. If you've never been over to Amy's channel, go over to Amy's channel. She loves all things indie makeup, so that's why this collab makes so much sense. But she's super fair, and she always is looking out for women of other skin tones. But she was just like, when people of other complexions and deeper complexions put this on, I don't want it to be ashy. Thank you. Like, you can blend them up, you can blend them down, you can build them up and build it up some more. And it should work pretty much for any skin complexion. And I really love that she chose this. So all the shades are basically, you know, named after something that is sentimental to her. Like, she has 1997. That's when she was born. She said her son says this shade named Billion Much quite a bit. And then when we have the blush palette right here, and this sucker's heavy, honey. This blush palette is heavy. I just wish it was a little bit smaller because Child, cheek palettes, like we're not going through a cheek palette, but these are after her animal names. Now the palette does retail for $69, and I want to say the blush palette actually retails for $34. This is not released yet, so I got the inside scoop, so thank you to getting it so early, because it does make a difference in deciding if you want to purchase this or not, if this is something that's truly for you, or maybe you're like, I didn't think it was for me, but now it is for me. So yes, the blush palette is $34. The palette itself is going to be $69. There is a bundle that you can get that's $90, but there's no additional discounts on the bundle because she said it's already discounted, you know, between the $69 and $34, because that's like $120-ish. Now you can purchase this from the Adept Cosmetics website. They do have a little ticker counting down on it. It says 4 days, 13 hours, 21 minutes, and 27 seconds at this particular time. So, but the actual day that this particular palette comes out, let's make sure we get that particular information because that is so important. It's going to be May 1st at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So make sure you put in your converter. I am on Central Standard Time, so that means that would be 10 a.m. for the Central. So if you're going to go Eastern Standard, that would be noon. Okay, so you can literally go on Instagram. She has a post where you can hit remind me, and the remind me's will pop up as far as, you know, when to purchase. Okay, so quite a few things about Adept Cosmetics. You know, they're no strangers to me on my channel, and pretty much in the indie community market. You know, they are cruelty free, and a lot of times they use upcycled vegan leather. They are made in the People's Republic of China, but they don't sell there, so that's how they're able to be vegan and cruelty free. They have the bunny on their website. All the ingredients are usually typically on their website. And any other questions that you do have, I find it so much easier to purchase from Adept Cosmetics now that their brand has kind of been growing. You can definitely see that she's put a lot of work into the website as far as making it accessible for people who are handicapped, to ease of purchasing. You know, it used to be such a fight, and I feel like it's still going to be a little bit of a fight. Like, people are going to be like, oh, I want to get this palette, so I wouldn't waste any time if you're going to purchase this palette this day. But like I said, I find it a lot easier to get what I need without having to like duke it out. Okay, so I do have 3 looks for you, and of course you're going to see this palette on my channel more times, and I talk about that at the end. But let's go ahead and get into these looks. All right, you know I'm so excited to film. No makeup on my face. The eyebrows are filled in using my same old, which is my Goof Proof pencil, shade 3.75 by Benefit Cosmetics. The eyelids are prepped and primed with Matte Contemplative State, and yeah, that's the shade, is Matte Contemplative State. It is a paint pot perfect situation for my complexion. I am ready to play. The gag is, are there any clean brushes in here? But I got my makeup towel. I washed half my brushes the other day, guys. I'm winning. No, I'm not. I'm just letting you know. But I'm winning. I got this palette and I am ready. Oh my gosh. It's so gorgeous. I am ready. Okay, let me shut up. Let me get some eyeshadow on my eye.
You know you're still the one for me, even though we are done. But we both know that we don't matter now. You keep coming up with excuses. You know what, I don't care. No energy to spare. Yeah, you say that you want me anyway, but your actions tell a different tale. Yeah, you say that you wanna try again. That's why I know that I won't get you. Out of my mind, out of my mind. Even though I want to, I can't seem to get you. Out of my mind, out of my mind. Even though I want you, I can't seem to get you. These feelings that I got for you will be here for a while, but we both know that it don't matter now. You keep coming up with excuses, but I just don't care. No, I just don't care. Yeah, you say that falling down my face, aching for your touch again.
All right, I am loving how this is looking so far. So pretty. Do you see? Okay, so we're almost finished with the look. Of course, Amy has a blush palette, so let's go ahead and play with that. I'm gonna get my little blush brush out right here, and it's a blush palette with a highlighter. So the blush palette actually has her pets' names in it, and it's nice and bubblegum pink. I would just say the only thing about it is the texture. I know it's the glitter, and I really love how it's just. I just wish it was like a film over it, like a coating, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm actually going to go in with the shade Cupid. I think Cupid is probably a little bit more up my speed, but actually, like, I wear stuff like this. Well, maybe not this bright, but I do wear pretty bright pink. You know, like I usually wear my Pat McGrath blush all the time in the shade Cherish, and that's pretty pink. So go ahead, pop Cupid. Oh, it's a nice color. Okay, let me finish blending it out. It's just a nice, it's kind of orangey, it's pink. So it goes with my skin complexion. It looks really pretty. I do think it's a little big. I like it, but I mean, I think it's just a tiny bit big. I think I would have liked to scale down a little bit because, honey, one thing I've learned in life, it takes a long time to go through any type of blush and cheek products. Like, it just takes an exuberant amount of time. But this color is really pretty. I'm liking how it looks. And it does look like a color that you can kind of just build up. I'm going to pop a little bit of the brighter pink on, which is Mishka maybe. Just like right there. Ooh. Kind of like blends in. Gives a subtle highlight. Loving it. These looks are really pretty, and I'm glad I put on this purple lipstick. I don't think I've worn like a really kind of bold, colorful lipstick in a moment on my channel. Besides that video I did where Xenon, where it was rent-free living for Xenon on my channel, because usually I was like, I almost put it on my Bite Beauty lipstick in the shade Glaze. You know, that is my little cool tone mauve shade. It's so funny. And then I'm going to go in with a little Athena. All right, so this is so stinking pretty. Like the whole everything of it. I'm feeling it. So the highlighter looks nice. It has a little glitter to it, but it's not too much glitter, just the right amount. Gives the nice sheen with the blush paired. I think it's stunning, okay? Let's go over my face details real quick. I guess I should pull out. That's what I usually do. So I'll pull out so you can see it. All right, so this is the final look, or the first two looks, and you already know, I already told you my thoughts. I'm in love. They look so good. And the shadows, okay, first, chef's kiss. First, the textures, the formulas, the shades, the choice of mattes, they are just, it's doing it for me. Like, first of all, these blues. So let's go ahead. Let me talk about my face details real quick before I get carried away. I am wearing my Haus foundation. So, you know, I have a warm skin complexion. This is the shade 400 Medium Deep Warm. Probably one of my warmer foundations, but it tends to kind of like melt in my skin after a while. Went in with my Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade 350. Took my Pat McGrath powder, the under eye powder in the shade Baby Pink. I've been loving my Baby Pink. I've been rocking with her. Like, I was a little nervous, especially on my warm skin complexion, and like how, you know, medium deep I am. So, but I've been loving it. And took my contour stick by Sephora. This is the shade medium to tan. Really been enjoying this. So I use this like my bronzer, a little bit cooler. It's been really doing the trick. I really been enjoying it. It is really nice and creamy. For the under eye, I went in with my ColourPop Cream Gel Liner Pencil, and this is the shade, oh my gosh, well, it's the purple shade. I'm not quite sure what shade is the purple shade because already I've had it since January. All the little markings have worn off. So, yeah. I don't remember, but it's the purple shade by ColourPop, and I put that underneath. So at first I was like, oh, the blue will look nice, and I was like, no, we need that contrast, especially with the hollow chrome shade to bring out that purple flex that's in it, and I was like, oh yes, that is a nice contrast. Then I said, oh, it can go here because I used the multi-chrome lavender. For the lips, like I said, I almost pulled out my favorite, but then I was like, I really love the lip bar. I don't know if you guys know this. I featured them on my channel and talked about them, but this is the lipstick Prima Donna. It's like a must for the summer. So especially when you're just doing like a face and maybe no eyeshadow, these lipsticks hit. So this is Prima Donna, and I was like, oh, this will go great with the look. And of course, you know, the blush palette. And then I have on my Ardell lashes. I want to say it's shade 420. I love the tones. The blue in this particular palette, this nice little kind of baby blue, is shade Mi Amor, is really, really pretty. When I blended it out, it kind of faded just a tiny bit, but you were able to build it up. So I really do appreciate that. And then I went in with Mocha. Mocha has like a little bit of reflex in it, but so pretty. And the tone that the two made together, I said, I'm here for it, okay? I was so here for it because it was kind of grayish, but it really brought out those blue tones. And then the shade Scrunchy. Oh, this like purplish blue smoke shade, gray tone also in the inner corner. Like the gradient is just uncomparable. So then of course I went in with Indie. You know, I love me a good little holochrome shade. I know my girl Beauty Friend. I say this every time. I was like, I know she doesn't like the holochromes, but me, myself, and I, Ashley, Dr. Ash, loves me some holochromes. Like, it's not too much. It's here. It's not. And this is like one of those, I mean, it lays flat. It doesn't have a lot of texture. It looks shiny. It looks opulent on the eye. I am blessed not to have a lot of texture in my eye, and I'll be 40 next month. Your girl's holding up. Okay, I did find like a little gray hair in my baby hair. I said, oh. Primarily, usually my gray hairs have been like in my eyelashes and like in my eyebrows, which is like very easy to cover up, you know, mascara, or when I get my eyebrows waxed, it like goes away. But yeah. Now, so for the inner corner, I did go in with Lights Up, but Lights Up shifts blue. So when you put it next to Indie, just like blue, look like the same thing. So there really wasn't any differentiation of color. So then I decided to go in with pink. Took pink just to give a nice little pop, little light to the inner corner of the eye. Now for this one, I decided to go in 1997. Whoa there, Amy. Like I knew you was younger, but she was like, that's the year I was born. I was like, I was in 7th grade. All right, but you doing this, so I'm not even hating on you. But it's just like one of those things. It's like, whoa. Okay, so 1997, it's so appropriate, like this brown type cool tone, because that was the thing. When I started with makeup, like in the 97s, 98s, 2000, Cash Money bringing in for the 99 in the 2000s, it was a lot of cool tones, okay? So paired it with the shade Lavender, because I couldn't resist. I was like, ooh. And when I put it on my eyes, I was like, it's not lavender. But when I turn my eyes, as you can probably see in the monitor or on the screen, I'm like, this is lavender. So I love the tone of this because like straight on, it's definitely giving like golden hues. So it's a little bit warmer. You got a little bit warmer, you know, multi-chrome to kind of play with if you want a little bit more golden because your skin complexion is warmer. And then I paired it with the shade Vibes. beautiful. And it then hopped in, I want to say, hopped in lights up. It gets really loud. My contractor is here. My house is messed up. My kitchen, my neighbors don't like me. I don't know if my neighbors don't like me. I'm just saying that, but I get really tired and really irritated of them messing up my house. It's really rude. Okay. If you're a neighbor, fix your pipes so they don't leak on your neighbor. Okay. So anywho, so I'm gonna try to edit that down, but so pretty. The looks, I'm here for it. Okay, I'm gonna take this off, come back with another look. I am back. Here is the third and final look. I love it so much. The face details are the same. I just changed out the purple liner and I put a black liner there. That's the Pat McGrath Extreme Black Liner. You can use any black liner you have, but so gorgeous. A little bit of warmth still to the eyes, but still primarily cool tone. I did a little upbeat with the sparkles, like a little bit more sparkles in the crease, just to kind of give that little extra flair. And that is the shade Glam. So I'm kind of excited to see what that shade will look like. Because it is a little flaky. Okay, and it's a little bit more rose goldy, but against this, it looks a little bit more silver. So if I was to press it out. Okay, so it does have a lot of sparkle and a lot of shine to it. Ooh, okay. You know, I don't swatch these before. Like, me and my swatches, you know, they're just all right. You know, it's not my strong suit. You know, my friend Kara is really good at swatches. Jamila, Jamie, I'm Jamila. She's really good at swatches. D'Angela Nicole, great at swatches, even though we're a totally different skin complexion. Okay, and then if we want to look at caramel, so definitely, ooh. Okay, so Glam is definitely a little bit more flaky. This is caramel. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, wow. That is something. Do you see the pigment? That is something. Wow. Okay. That is really pretty. So I have on Pisces as my multi-chrome. And at first when I put it on, I was like, oh, does this kind of look like Lavender? Because it has like the gold shift. But they don't look alike at all. Because, you know, Lavender, remember when I was like, I looked straight on, I was like, I see gold. But then as soon as I shift my eyes, I see Lavender. This one, no, not the same. I see a shift. I can't quite catch what the other shift is. But love some Pisces. I love gray tone multi-chromes. So I definitely see a little purple in here. This is Pisces. And then this is Lavender. Lavender definitely has that more green. Lavender, Pisces. So when you swatch them, they're like definitely kind of looking the same, but they just don't flip the same at all. So like that's Lavender. So you see how it's turning like that red or that Lavender for sure. But Pisces is just staying kind of like true to itself, and a little bit more of the gray tinge or tone is coming out. But They like both of these looks. All the looks I've made, I'm so thrilled with them. I'm definitely going to be playing more with this palette. I think all of the mattes are really nice. I did put the blue matte in the corner, and then I realized I covered it up with with the eyeshadows, with the shimmers. And I'm just like, why did I do that? That's why I kind of stopped like worrying also if my mattes are so perfect down in here, because sometimes it can catch because of a little bit of hood and fold I have in my eyelids. But as long as like the blend is good up here, because again, at the end of the day, I usually end up covering it up with a shimmer, because I usually bring my shimmers up so that you can see them, because I have a little bit of a hooded eye, so that when I look straight on, you actually see it, and it brings everything, like brings the whole look up versus just kind of having the shimmer down below. And then now my hood is more projected. So like, it's kind of like that same concept. Like, remember when people used to do like these super crazy cut creases back in the day, and like, you put on all that shadow just to put some concealer over it? Why? You could have just like did what you need to do and then cut your crease. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that same concept. So I really like this palette. Amy, you did such a great job, girl. Like, you did this. This is so stinking pretty. It is spring, and it's glam, and it's like ethereal. It's fun. It's innovative. It's just an overall fresh feeling color story. And even though it looks light, it is not light. Like, the mattes, as you see, like, they're dark. Like, I didn't even put the deepest, this is the deepest matte, but these go, all of them go really deep, except for probably the blue, which is Mia Moore. But you get a lot of different choices with this palette. Like I said, you can go day to night and everything in between, really dressed up affairs. And I just really like all of the shade choices so far, for the most part. I haven't really played a lot. I haven't played really with Stunning or Floral or Pink just a tiny bit. So I can't really say, but you already know this is just like a first impression, but my first impression is a really positive one. It usually is with Adept, you know, usually I think, if anything gives me usually trouble, is like 1 to 2 mattes, but I really enjoy all the mattes in this palette. I feel like their matte formula is getting so much better, that all of them are kind of like working well. And that in addition, it was something else I wanted to say. I forgot. But I like it. It's like, I feel like everything is going well. But you know I'm going to come back with multiple looks. I think that was the wavelength I was going on. So you know you're going to see this palette again. You'll probably see it in the palette rotation. I'm in the midst of filling my palette rotation that I just can't finish at the moment. So you'll definitely be seeing this palette. But I think it's just so gorgeous. Now, of course, because people are asking me, can this substitute for this? Or can this substitute for that? I don't think so. I do not. And you know I love my Cold Moon palette. I have been ranting and raving about this Cold Moon palette from Adept Cosmetics. I just also did a video on my favorite palettes that I brought into my collection in the past year and a half. And I love this palette. Do I feel like there are some similar shades? Yes. Do I feel like there are some similar references? Yes. Do I feel like some of the vibe is the same? Yes. A lot of reds and pinks, more mauves in there. I would say her mattes kind of stay in the more gray realm, but plus she has more of a blue tinge of mattes when you pick up the Amy Loves palette. Inslee Rain one is more definitely more holochrome, multi-chrome formula, versus this one, you only have the one holo. Like, I feel like they're similar, but I don't feel like they're the same. I feel like there's room definitely in your collection for both of the palettes. Like, it's like having Natasha Denona Sunset and Sunrise. You're not going to be like, well, I don't need that other one because I have that one. Most people, or especially if you come into this channel, you'd be like, you know what, I need both, you know? And I kind of feel like this about this particular palette, you know? I think we all kind of have a lot of palettes that look the same if we really want to take a deep dive and analysis into our palettes. Definitely, we always talk about Pat McGrath, Mama. You know, she will pink us to death. But I definitely see a difference. And I see a need to have both. And I know that's probably pretty easy of me to say because I did not have to spend my money on this. But trust and believe, honey, if she was not sending this to me, I was going to get this, okay? There was no way that this was going to escape out of my hands because I just feel like the color story is really great. I really love how she did the mattes. She was like, no light mattes because I don't want them to be ashy. So I really appreciate that, okay? And I feel like the only thing I have a kind of complaint about is at the moment, and it might be something else, but like I said, this is a first impression, and I always come back and do like my palette rankings and what I feel about the last palettes I tried. Like, I like the packaging. I love the packaging. It's really pretty, sparkly. I'm all about the sparkles too, but it does feel a little gritty. It's like just a little sandpaper vibes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just does. But other than that, I love the shine. And I think like it's really different. Like when I'm looking in my collection, I'm like, that's Amy's palette. Like I can tell by the purple. I'm like, that's Heather's palette. Or I can kind of tell by some of the other palettes if I look closer. Only because I play around with my Adept palette so much. But it's standing out, girlfriend. It's standing out. It's different and it's unique. And I really just love how sleek it looks. It looks sleek. And I mean, I guess when I keep holding it, it doesn't feel that bad. It's just a different texture. And if you're a texture person, it's going to be interesting. But it does not feel like the glitter is falling off. I can't tell you after time what it's going to do. But I think she did such a great job on this. I am really thrilled to use this. This is like up my alley. Like these mattes, you know I love me some gray mattes. You know I've been on my gray matte train. I'm like, I'm here for it. So I really, really do like this. I think she did a really great job. So like I said, I feel like, yeah, the vibes, but I definitely feel like there's room. And I don't feel like Cold Moon is a dupe for Amy Love's palette. Now, when it comes to the blush palette, I felt like the blush palette is really pretty. The shades do work on my skin complexion. I definitely see the Cupid shade working on even deeper skin complexions. This one might be a little icy. And the highlighters are pretty as well. I did not use Aries? No, I didn't use Aries. Aries was a little bit more grittier. Definitely a little bit more pinky. Now, what I would say is I think the highlight in the blush palette is really pretty. I just wish it was like more slimmed down. Like I have, ooh, Catch Yourself White is looking dirty up here, hunty. Okay, she's catching all the makeup dust. I don't even know why, but I touch it, but I don't touch it. But I just wish it was like a little bit more like this format. I think I would be a little bit more satisfied. I definitely know that the blush palette wasn't really on my radar like how the eyeshadow palette was. Like the eyeshadow palette, do or die for me. But I am really happy that she sent both over. And I'm just like glad that she really got to create something that she loves. So with all of that being said, let me know, are you going to pick this palette up? This is getting worse and worse by the moment. I should stop. I guess this is so dirty because sometimes I touch it while I'm getting that. It's just not the time. Let me stop. Let me wrap up this video. Okay, so let me know down below, are you interested in this? Because this is going to be coming out in 4 days, so I'm glad to get this video up and out so you can have a decision on whether you want to purchase this palette or not. And let me know down in the bottom, let me know which look you love the best. I don't know. I really love this look. I love every look. I don't know. Y'all vote for me, okay? Because I can't even make a decision, okay? But give this video a big old thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be soon. And subscribe to my channel because you know I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. And with all of that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the chair dance. Chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Hey. Hey. All right, y'all. Bye.